Hello, Gemini. It's Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot. Welcome to the channel. We're doing a tarot reading with the Awakened Tarot this time. I'm going to give the deck a good shuffle for you, and I'll see you on the other side for your reading. Okay, Gemini, let's see what's going on. Prince of Cups, Nine of Wands, Eight of Cups, and we start with the Prince of Swords. Let's get this where you can kind of see it. Okay. So the Prince of Swords or the Knight of Swords indicates a time when there's a need for communication, a need to maybe clear up a misunderstanding or clarify a statement, get to the root of a communication issue. A lot of times when the Knight of Swords comes up, it's following a time when perhaps an assumption has been made, or when someone has been so intent on getting a point across that perhaps the listening part of a conversation has not received as much energy or attention, or perhaps a message was misconstrued or waylaid. We're coming up on, as I'm recording this, we're coming up on the end of a Mercury retrograde time, and we'll be in the shadow of the Mercury retrograde. So there's still miscommunications happening, or misunderstandings, or messages getting waylaid. So, this would be a good time to clear up maybe any conversations where assumptions were made based on maybe a lack of information, and sometimes we make assumptions with the best of intentions. Misunderstandings can happen even when we have good intentions, right? But it would seem that clearing something up is supported with this card, and that's actually followed up nicely by the Prince of Cups or Knight of Cups. This would be another action card where Knights are about taking action, right? And Cups are about our emotional life, most specifically about making connections with others, or healing emotional connections, healing emotional wounds. So if we've maybe made an assumption, or had a conversation, or a connection went awry because of a conversation or a conversation that should have happened that did not happen, or sometimes, when we're angry, or we feel unheard, or undervalued, we don't speak our truth, and we don't say the thing we say, or we say something, maybe we say something too harshly, or we don't speak our full truth, we speak in half truths or something like that. Maybe that's what needs to be cleared up to reconnect with someone. And that's what the Knight of Cups is all about. It's about making connections. Now, if you don't have to some of you may not have to clear up a conversation. Some of you may need to reach out and make a new connection. So for any of you who are single and looking, this combination would be great for like getting on a dating app, or you know, joining maybe one of those speed dating clubs or something like that, getting yourself back out there, you know, and just reaching out to people, reaching out to maybe a crush or somebody from your past, maybe a friend that you were possibly interested in, just reaching out and making connections. Nights are always about, you know, taking action, going after the thing you want by either communication, and the cups piece is about, you know, strengthening emotional bonds. For some folks, the emotional piece could be about therapy, or really taking care of your emotional health. If you have any emotional wounding, this could even be from your family of origin, or some other, maybe even PTSD. If you have some need for emotional health, I'm not a mental health professional, but if you are in need, this card absolutely supports finding a good therapist, or a therapy group, or perhaps even a 12-step program. Taking action towards improving your emotional health would be supported in this card too. But these are both very much proactive cards, you know, and moving forward. Now, interestingly, the next card we have is the Nine of Wands, which is kind of a card in a bit of a defensive mode. It's not entirely a full stop, but it's about being smart about how you use your energy. It typically comes up when we have put a lot of energy into a project, often a passion project, or something that means a lot to us. This could be something like helping our sister with her wedding, or our own wedding. This could be an athletic endeavor like planning for a marathon. There's often a component of literally physical draining that comes along with this card. So whatever it is could be physically draining, as well as, you know, draining on your time and other resources. It's typically indicates the sort of an almost, you're near the end of the cycle, you're near the end, almost to the finish line here. But it's a good time to sort of reserve your resources and maybe circle the wagons a little bit. It's a time to not take on any extra projects, and maybe jettison some things that are superfluous. Oftentimes when this card comes up, we've spread ourselves too thin and maybe taken on too much, and we really need to reserve our energy for one project, or just for kind of the basics. And it's okay to say, you know, if you volunteered for something that you can no longer, you know, kind of take on, or if you need to kind of resign from, I don't know, the PTA, or from driving all the kids to, I don't know, the soccer practice, whatever it might be. If there's an association or a club that you are no longer quite have the time or the passion for, it might be time to let that go, or to just take a step back and focus your energy on, you know, whatever this project may be. This could also be, for some of you, this could also be about physical healing. letting yourself let go of some other projects so you can focus on some physical healing. But I've seen this come up for people who are healing from a physical malady or getting back after cancer treatment. I've seen this for people who are training for a marathon and are just don't have time for some of the other stuff they normally do. I've seen this come up for people who, like I mentioned before, are working on a wedding plans and just kind of, it's a lot, right? It's come up for people who are involved in a theater, a play, a community play, and they just that takes up a lot of your life. So those are just a few examples. And it could also be the kind of thing where if you are working, you need to work on, you've joined a 12-step group, or you're working on your mental health, or if you're doing a lot of online dating and you've decided, finding a partner, finding a relationship is a priority for you, or getting your relationship back on track if you've put, career stuff ahead of your partner and you guys need to rekindle stuff, just really honoring that agreement with your partner and, putting some of your, hobbies on the back burner for a while. That could also be indicated here. Oh, I'm looking at this card, and sometimes YouTube does not like naked people. So I'm going to put that back down. I might have to fix that in post and kind of put some stickers over our naked lady here. But so my point is this could indicate a time where you're feeling a lack of energy, feeling a little bit of, am I going to make it to the finish line? And yes, you will. The nines always indicate that kind of that time before the final push, and you will dig deep. And even though you may be feeling it, physically or maybe spiritually, you will get there. But do take care of yourself, because it can lead to, kind of that physical rundown, the physical experience of a lack of energy. And the last card we have here is really interesting. The Eight of Cups is a card of, leaving something behind. It's usually on most of the artwork, you see the central character, you see their back. They're moving away from something, which is usually in the dark, and they're moving towards something, which is usually looks like a dawn, a new day. And the path on a lot of cards is moving upwards. Sometimes there's a stairway. They're moving up, out from kind of a lower place, maybe like a lower vibration, or a dark place, and they're moving up to something brighter. So this may indicate a time when you have to walk away from something, as we discussed over in the nine, which I'm not going to lift up because of the nakedness. But when you're moving away from something that even that once worked for you or you once cared about, but maybe isn't fitting for you, or you don't have the same kind of passion, or you don't have the same sort of time or resources for, that you have to leave it behind. It could be something that is no longer fitting. It could be something that is just no longer for you. Or you could be that, new horizons beckon, especially if you're someone who is looking for a relationship and has been single for a while. It could be about moving away from, kind of a lone wolf phase into a new world of community or partnerships. Or if you're one of the, I don't know if anybody is on the path to sobriety, but that could be, this could be a path to sobriety for some of you that are working that way. So it is about leaving. The Eight of Cups is about leaving something behind, but moving forward to something greater. There is very much a commitment here. Eights are always about a commitment, about being all in. So it's very much about being committed to a new path, which is really, really beautiful, Gemini. I hope you like your reading. I hope this resonates with you and you feel inspired, despite the Nine of Wands and needing to take care of yourself. It's just, it's validation that you're working really hard, and that you've put a lot of energy into something, or you're about to put a lot of energy into something that's worth it, and that's leading you to somewhere important. As much as your commitment, it requires you thoughtfulness and an awareness of your own limitations, your own limits, so that you can make the full journey. Please take care of yourself, Gemini. Thank you so much for stopping by. Until next time, bye for now.